Hello, I'm up against a different wall today, because today I'm discussing the most important thing, my bed. Yeah, when someone gets to, like, the maximum point of depression, this is the only thing left that matters. And I think that sleep and having a sleep schedule is the most important thing, hands down. Because everything is built on the daily schedule. All of life is lived one day at a time. If you can have lots of good days in a row, then you'll have good weeks, good months. If you have lots of bad days in a row, then, life is kind of cumulative in that way. Oh, I'm getting poked in the eyes. Okay. This is weird. A little bit weird. I don't know what I didn't have any idea of what I'm going to say in this video. Basically, I was just like, if you strip life down to the absolute bare bones minimum, as I did in my previous video, When Awake, I was like, I'm going to do nothing. I'm stripping my life down to the absolute minimum. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. And I've actually kind of done that a lot in my own free time. I've gotten rid of all my social media. I've just been spending a lot of time, not just during that video, but a lot of time intentionally just not doing things and allowing myself to just kind of, I guess, decompress almost from the overwhelmingness of modern life and just kind of recoup and have the space, both physically with physical items, mentally with taking a break from thoughts, and time-wise not doing things, just spending time, I guess. Trying to remember the point of that sentence I was trying to get to. Just existing and spending my waking hours in that way, kind of like as the complete opposite of the way that I've lived my life for most of my life, to strip life down to its basics, its bare minimum, and then slowly rebuild it all from there. And then document that process on the channel of me trying to figure out how to live a good life, I guess. That's not where I expected this video to go, but I think that's okay. I'll leave that in the video rather than saving it for some other video. Back to the point of this video, as I got distracted there. Sleep. When you're at the absolute rock bottom of depressed and you don't want to do anything, the one thing you do want to do is sleep. Sleep is, like I said, to me, I think it's the most important thing in life. Well, maybe I wouldn't say, I don't know. See, now that I said that out loud into a camera, suddenly it's like, ooh, that's not a good thing to say. But, I mean, honestly, even when I get so low that I don't want to journal, I don't want to make videos, don't want to do anything. The one thing, I don't want to go to work, but I still go, because, you gotta. Sleep is important, and having a good sleep schedule is important. I've done a lot of experimenting with different sleep schedules. And it's incredible how much of an effect that has on you, even though you don't realize it. Because it is a very cumulative thing, where like one bad night of sleep isn't going to affect it that much. You'll be a little tired at work, a little grumpy, but, next night you get a good sleep and you're back to normal. But if you have a bad night of sleep day after day, night after night after night after night for weeks, then it really like wears on you really fast. It can be really, really like even borderline traumatic. I've had that in the past where I would have panic attacks every time I would lay down to sleep because I would fear not being able to get to sleep, and so then I would panic and then I wouldn't be able to sleep. And it was this constant self-fulfilling prophecy almost, where fearing the thing caused the thing that I feared. And actually I've got a friend who's going through something similar right now, and I really worry about him. That's not fun. And his has other causes that are a little bit out of his control at the moment, which I feel like that almost makes it worse than what I had gone through, because for me it was just a matter of learning to control my anxiety and learn to just breathe and stay calm. And I guess the way I overcame it back then was learning to I was really bad at meditation. I had a problem of falling asleep while meditating, but on the bright side, that helps me actually get to bed. So I would just like do the same technique of focusing on the breath. This channel is like, I'm talking about meditation on this channel way more than I expected. I thought that would be like a one-time thing, but it keeps coming back up, where I don't really intend to call it that either. It's like just the idea of doing nothing, focusing on your breath. Anytime you think about something else, be like, nope, and then you just like focus on that and just like experience what it is to exist without having to think about anything. It's almost, which is basically kind of like, well, actually I would say that is even more peaceful than sleep, because when you're sleeping, your conscious mind is kind of shut off, I guess, but the subconscious mind is still going. And this is not just something we know like from brain scans or sleep studies or something. This is actually something I've experienced myself, where there were many times where I was having like a very light sleep, and I would like be half awake halfway through the night and kind of realize that I was just thinking like ADHD mode, nonstop, lightning speed, like thoughts flying all over the place, crazy, like processing things in my subconscious mind the entire night. And so it's like, no wonder I wake up in the morning, I'm still exhausted, because I'm still thinking at maximum speed at all times. And I don't know if that's actually if it's just me. I'm sure it's definitely not just me. It's gotta be other people that experience that too. And I don't know if that's really an ADHD thing. And I don't know if I may be technically diagnosed with ADHD, but like I was a little kid, and I don't know I don't know if I would say I still fall under that category, but I definitely do still have some plenty of attributes of that. And of course, we don't fully even understand what ADHD even really is. But that's, again, another topic for a whole different video. I'm not diving into that right now. The point of this is sleep. And, oh yeah, another like interesting thing I've discovered on my own that I figured I could mention too is that everyone's familiar with the idea of a sleep debt. Let's say that your body requires 8 hours of sleep and you're only getting 7 hours of sleep a night. And that, like, again, one night of being 1 hour short of sleep isn't going to bug you that much. 2 nights will bug you a little bit. You keep going, eventually this really wears on you. And so it slowly builds up over time, and you have to slowly pay it off over time. So the term sleep debt works really well. Am I still recording? Yes, okay, thank goodness. I got scared for a second there. My arm's getting tired. I have to keep switching arms. And I've actually discovered the opposite is true as well. That if let's say I need 8 hours of sleep and I get 9 every night, I can actually build up what I would call a sleep savings. And so I did this for a while where I was sleeping way too much every night for weeks, maybe months. And because I was depressed and I didn't want to get up and do anything, so I just would go back to sleep. And I would build up this sleep savings, and how I proved this is then I would have an all-nighter where I just wouldn't sleep, and it was so much easier than normally. And it's because I had already built up all that extra sleep, versus if I was already just barely getting enough sleep before and I tried to pull all-nighter, it was really difficult. So that was really interesting too, and that's something I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about ever. So that just may be an original thought. That would be pretty cool. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some sleep studies on that someday in the future. Maybe I'll do them. I don't know. Anyways, take care of yourselves out there. I'm trying to take care of myself here. And happy holidays and blah, blah, blah. Peace. Rest easy.